Hi team, I hope we're well today. We might get started. I'm Steph, I'm running your session today. We're going to do a full body Mat Pilates class. You won't need any equipment, just yourself and your mat. As always, I'm going to be offering some regressions as well as progressions to make things easier and harder. So you just take the ones that work for you. Please just work at your own pace. If you need to take breaks, totally fine, but we're probably going to keep moving throughout the whole session. So you can just stop if you need to, and that's okay. Alrighty, let's get started. So we're going to come over to our mat and we're going to be lying on our back first of all. So make your way over to your mat. Do my little shuffle. Alrighty, we're going to be lying on our back to start us off, guys, and your arms are just going to be down by your sides. All I'd like you to do, just to start off with, is a nice little knee rock from one side to the other. So rock your knees across to one side, towards the floor, and then as you breathe out, bring your knees back to the center, and then just go to the other side, and then as you breathe out, knees come back to the center. So we're just waking up the spine, waking up the tummy, and it's really nice and gentle, this one. You're welcome to close your eyes down if you need to. But we're just starting to move nice and easy. The first few minutes in the warm-up, we just want to take it a little bit easier before we increase the intensity. We'll go for another 10 seconds here, and then we're going to come into a little bit of core activation. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one there, knees back to the center. Let's float those legs up into tabletop. Make sure your belly's drawn into your spine. You're going to reach one leg straight forward and then tuck it back to tabletop. Then the other side, reach it forward and bring it back to tabletop again. So we're alternating legs, one leg at a time, extending forward, and then just bring it back into tabletop. Now the lower that your leg goes towards the floor, the more intense it's going to be for your tummy. So you have to work a little bit harder. If anyone's needing to stay higher, really simple, just straighten the leg more towards the ceiling than towards the floor. And then you're still getting the same kind of movement. Of course, you could always just do one leg in tabletop at a time rather than both. Good. We've got another 20 seconds here, guys. And then we'll bring the hands behind the head. Good job. Maybe those hip flexors are switching on as well. Try and keep your lower back down towards the floor. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands behind your head. We're going to crunch up, lift the chest and shoulders, and down again. Crunching up and coming down. Now see if you can keep your legs in tabletop, but if you need to drop them down onto the floor, that would be a little bit easier. So you can definitely do that if your hip flexors are having a hard time. But otherwise, if you can do tabletop, give it a go. Breathing out as we crunch up. Good. We've got another 20 seconds on this one. Excellent. Working those abdominals. Really strong, guys. Last 10 seconds to go. And then we'll plant the feet down all together. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Head down and feet down. We're coming into our bridges. Peel your spine up off the floor. Hips lift up and then hips come back down again. One bone at a time. The hips are lifting and then hips are lowering. We're starting with just both feet down, and then very soon we are going to progress to only one foot down. So single leg bridge is coming up. You can stay here if you really need to. Good. In 10 seconds, we're going to take one leg away. So hopefully you are ready. Good. 3, 2, and 1. We bring our left leg to tabletop. Lower your hips and lift your hips. Lowering and lifting. Now we're getting our right butt cheek working harder. So we've got our right foot staying on the floor and our left leg up. Oh, good one. Try and drive your heel into the floor. Have breaks if you need to. 10 more seconds. Nice one, guys. Good stuff. And then we're going to stay with this left leg up. You've got 5 and we're pulsing in the top range. 4, 3, 2, and pulse your hips at the top there. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips come all the way down. Straighten your left leg to the ceiling. Now you're going to lower your left leg to the floor, keeping it straight, and then lift your left leg back up again. Lower the left leg down, lift the left leg back up, okay? Lower and lift. Now we're going to start to feel our hip flexor working through our left side, I think you'll notice. We are going to add on a circular motion to this. So as your leg goes down to the floor, circle it around to the side and back to the ceiling. Left leg down, circle around and up. If you're doing a smaller circle, it's a little bit more achievable. So feel free to do a smaller circle. Guys, we've only got 15 seconds here, and then we're going to be doing a little bit of core work. The left leg gets a break soon, don't you worry. It gets pretty intense. Try and keep your hips steady. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant your left foot on the floor. Bring your hands behind your head again. We're going to crunch and twist our right hand across towards that left leg. So our right arm is going to reach to our opposite left leg, the leg we just moved. Breathing out as we crunch across. Good. So I'm resting my feet down on the floor for this one. But if anybody is feeling like they still want to work their left leg even more, you're going to have your left leg starting to go up and down. So that is your progression. If you want to go left leg straight up and down as well, reaching your hand towards your foot. So that is your next level. I'm going to keep my feet probably on the floor because my hip flexor is struggling. Yours might be as well. We've got 20 seconds. And we're going to even everything out on the other side. Good. If you're keeping your feet down with me, awesome. Hopefully the tummy's working. Guys, you've got another 5 to go. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Head comes down. Now let's go back to our bridges. Peel your spine up and then lower your spine down. We're back to double leg. We are going to take one leg away shortly. So we just lift our hips and lower our hips. Good. One breath at a time, lifting up off the floor. Arms are down. And in 10, we take our right leg away. Good stuff. 5. Get ready for it. 3, 2, and right leg to tabletop. Lower the hips and lift the hips. Working our left butt cheek that little bit more. Good. Remembering you can always just do both feet down if you need to. Let's see if we can get our bum working and waking up. Good stuff. Oh, really nice, team. Good, let's keep it moving if we can. You've got 20 seconds to go. We've got a little set of pulses. Really good. And in 5, we hold up to pulse. You can do this. 4, 3, 2, hold your hips up, pulse in the top range. Lower and lift. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips come all the way down. We straighten our right leg to the roof. Lower your right leg down to the floor. Lift your right leg up to the ceiling. Let's start to wave our right leg. Get our hip flexor waking up on the other side now. Remembering you don't have to go quite as low, especially if you find this movement really difficult. And then we're going to start our circles. So you go right leg down to the floor, around to the right and back to the ceiling. Down to the floor, around to the side and up to the ceiling. You can go big or small, it doesn't matter. See if you can continue driving your left foot into the floor to stay balanced through your hips. And you'll find that will help you. Good. Guys, we're almost done on this one. Some people also get their adductor, so their inner thigh muscles. Good. And in 10, we're going to come into our crunch with that oblique twist. Good stuff. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant your right foot down, hands behind your head, crunch and reach across, left hand to right leg and down. Crunch and come across and down. So if you're happy keeping your feet down here, you definitely can. Left hand reaching each time, bringing your ribs towards your hip bones. If we are progressing today, you're going to straighten your right leg up, and then as we crunch, we reach towards the leg, and as you lie down, your leg would also go down. So that's your next level for anybody wanting more. It's going to give you that hip flexor work as well as a bit of extra core work. Good. If you're feeling like it's too much in the hip flexor, that's completely fine. You can come back to both feet down and just twist your upper body across. Good stuff, team. 20 seconds only. Good. Excellent. Nearly there. Good. Good job. Almost there. Let's keep it up. You've got another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Head comes down. Amazing job. Now we're going to bring our arms down to our sides, bringing our legs back to tabletop. We're going to work through a reverse crunch. So your legs are going to come towards your chest. Try and lift your bottom, and then bring your legs back to tabletop, maybe even a bit lower. Legs towards your chest, lift your butt, and down. Legs to chest, lift your butt, and down. Maybe you can lift your bottom a lot, maybe you can only do it a little bit. It's totally fine, guys, whatever you can achieve. You're gonna have to push your arms into the floor to achieve this movement, I think you'll find. Good. Hands just in your bottom is another option as well. Some people find that a bit easier. This is really gonna get your tummy working. Awesome. Excellent work, guys. Let's keep it up if we can. Oh, nice one. Let's go for another 20 seconds, and then we're going to be rolling in a ball. Nice traditional Pilates move, that one. Good stuff. Let's go for another 10. And 5. Abs should be working now. I know that mine are. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give your knees a nice little hug. Now we're going to start to roll in a ball. You might want to grab your knees or behind your knees, whatever works for you. Get a bit of momentum and start to roll. So if you move your feet kind of over your head and then forward again, you'll find you get a bit more momentum. Just please don't knee yourself in the face, just be careful. Good, really rolling down on your spine. See if you can come all the way up to touch your feet on the mat when you roll forward. And then when you roll back, maybe you can get your feet almost behind you, but separate your knees. And we've got another 20 seconds here. Then we meet at the top. Good. If anyone wants more of a challenge, you're gonna hold your ankles and you do the same thing with your ankles, holding onto that area instead. Good, let's keep it going, guys. Last 10 to go now. It's kind of fun. Oh, hopefully your floor isn't too hard. We've got 4, 3, 2, and all the way up, sitting at the top. Lovely. So now we're going to get into a little bit of our roll down action. I'm going to have my feet planted on the floor, sitting up nice and straight. Arms are forward. We're going to roll down, but turn across like a bow and arrow. I'm turning to my left and then turn forward again. Next time, go the other way. Roll back, turn to the other side, and then come forward. Pretending you're pulling back an imaginary bow and arrow with your arms. Now you can definitely go all the way down. If you're just wanting to do a smaller movement, totally fine. See if you can get your elbow to touch the floor or close to touching the floor. If your hip flexors are struggling, a good fix is legs out straighter. It's not really easier on the tummy, but sometimes it's a bit nicer through the hips. So you just have a play around, do the best that you can there, guys. We've got 20 seconds to go, and then we're gonna twist at the top. Lots of abs so far, hey? It's kind of nice, I like it. Oh, good, good. Excellent, we're on our side soon, so don't you worry. We'll be working our arms and legs as well. Guys, we're gonna meet in the middle in 5. We've got twists coming up. 4, 3, 2, and roll halfway down, interlace your fingers, twist side to side. If you're wanting to progress, we hover our legs up into tabletop, but if you want your feet down, you can stay feet down. You choose the speed you want to work at. We have 20 seconds. Get those tummies working. Twist, twist. Excellent work. 10 to go. Keep on breathing through these movements. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sit it up. Good stuff. So we're going to be on our side next, everyone, but not lying down just yet. I'm on my left hip and I've kind of got my knees stacked one on top of the other. So my left hand's the one that's on the floor. And then we're going to do like a kind of a push-up through this left arm, but it's a one-arm push-up. So think about having your left hand kind of just away from your shoulder, not too close underneath you, a little bit further away from you. You're going to bend your left elbow and try and point it behind you and then press up through the left arm. So bend your left elbow behind you, push it up. You're not getting a very big range. It's a fairly small range, but it's a nice way to work your arms in a slightly different way, okay? If anyone's hips are not happy, you could sit on a cushion. And if you want to bring your other arm into it, just reach your other arm out and then wave it up and wave it down. And that's something a little bit more fancy. It doesn't really do, too much more, but it's something to do with your arm if you're not sure what to do with it. Good. Let's keep it going, guys. 20 seconds. Then we do have a side plank coming up, okay? Good. Oh, nice one. It's surprising how challenging this one gets, actually. Like, you think that it's not that bad when you first start, and then once you've done a little bit, your arm does start to get quite tired. Good. Let's go for another 10 seconds, and then we've got our side plank. If you can do it on your hand, give it a go. If you can't, go on your elbow. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step those feet out. Let's come up into our side plank. So hand if you can, or drop your knee down, or drop your elbow down, or any of those. Excellent, guys. Let's hold it here just a little bit longer. Lift your waist. Good. Whew. And then we're going to start to weave our top arm underneath our body and then back to the ceiling. You might notice your hips lift up as your arm weaves under. It's totally fine. And then if you're on your knee, you can still do the same thing, but it's just a little bit easier. You can do it on your elbow too. Totally fine, guys. We've got 20 seconds here. Good. Oh, nice one. We're going to work our inner thighs shortly. You got this. Let's go for another 5. Good. And then we actually get to lie down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Awesome. Let's lie all the way down on our left side. Now I'm going to rest my head on my bicep with my arms straight out. Start with your legs straight out as well, and you're kind of like a banana shape in your body. So your hips are sort of pointing back a little. Bring your top hand in front for a bit of support. Bring your right foot behind you. So your right knee points up to the ceiling, and then that bottom left leg is gonna lift and lower. Lift and lower. So we're working our inner thigh muscles, okay? You're not gonna get a lot of range, so just be aware of that. It's probably only a small range up and down. Again, if your hip's not happy that you're lying on, you can get a cushion or a pillow underneath your hip, and that can help quite a lot. Good. I've also seen plenty of people come up with their head on their hand, so that's an alternative as well. Pointing your toes is quite good for this one rather than flexing your toes. You might feel it a little bit differently, so just have a play around with that one. And we've got about 20 seconds left before we hold it up. So good. Awesome, team. Looks good. You've got another 10 seconds to go. Get ready to hold that leg up. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold your leg up. Can you pulse it in the top range? You've got 10. Nice little waves. Good. Keep that leg off the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Let's roll onto our tummies. Okay. We're going to be working through our back a little bit more. Some of you might know I love working through the back. We're going to do more like a cobra though. So hands are kind of either side of your head. And then we're just going to push up through our upper body and then come down again. If you're only going a small range, totally fine. You don't have to do a big range if that's not for you. If you can go all the way up, give it a go. And then we go back down again. It's a bit easier if your hands are more in front of your face. So if you're struggling with your back flexibility, have your hands a bit more forward. If you feel really bendy, hands under shoulders, and then you get more range that way. So just find your happy spot with your hands lifting up. Try and keep your eyes more forward rather than looking to the ceiling. And then lowering down. We've got another 10 seconds there. Excellent. You've got 5 to go, and then we're in our 4-point kneel. 3, 2, and last one there. Good. Let's come into our 4-point kneel, guys. So however you need to get there, finding that 4-point kneel position, let's do our cat-cow. Round your spine, angry cat, and then arch the other way. So we're practicing our flexion in our spine, and then extension, which is the opposite way. We just did a bit of extension on the floor, so you might feel a bit looser than you normally would. We're gonna go here just for a little bit, just to loosen up our body. Good, you've got 10 more seconds, and then we're gonna come into like a crouching tiger. So we'll be up on our hands if you can. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step your feet back into your plank. You're gonna bend your knees to crouch backwards, shoot forward to your plank again. Bend your knees, back we go, and shoot forward. Good, so I call this a crouching tiger. I don't know why, it's just what I've been calling it forever. If you need to go on your elbows, feel free to do it on your elbows. Feel free to do it even on your knees, and then it's more of like a stretch. Okay, so guys, you have options. We have 20 seconds to go here. Maybe your legs are working a little bit more, maybe your shoulders. Keep on breathing for me. Guys, we've got another 10. Awesome stuff. And then we're gonna even out that stuff on the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, bring those knees down. Okay, let's do the other side. We're gonna even it all out. So we started with our little push-up. So we're now sitting on our right hip. You've got your hand not under your shoulder, but a little bit out. So we're further away from the body. You don't want it too far. Just find your happy position. Knees are kind of just one on top of the other. And then our right arm is gonna bend. Think about your elbow pointing behind you, and then push it up to the ceiling again. So right arm bends and pushes up. So you have your option as well. Remember, other arm can just be out there. Your arm, your shoulder might work a little bit by staying out. Good. Breathing out as we press up. So my right arm's feeling a lot more tired on this side. I think because we've already done a lot of stuff. So you might be feeling that way as well. Just that little arm bend. You'll get your tricep working. Good. Oh, take your time. Good stuff, guys. We are on the home stretch. You're doing really well. Good. Working lots of little muscles today. We are going for another 20 seconds on this push-up, and then we have our side plank we're getting into. Good. Almost there. Let's go for another 10. You've got 5 to go, and then we find our side plank. Remember, hand or elbow, feet or knees, you find what you can do. 5 to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press it up. Can we step our legs out? Lift our hips. We're now in our side plank. Remember, bottom knee down. That is your alternative. Or down on your elbow, okay? Let's start to weave our left arm under our body. Your hips might lift, and then back to your plank. If your hips lift, it's kind of like a pike action. It's a lot of arm work through our right arm, you might be noticing. Please remember, go on your elbow if your wrist is sore. Oh yeah, that's good, guys. You've got another 20 seconds. And then we're down for the inner thighs. Excellent work, nice and strong. You've got another 10 to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down, everybody. Awesome stuff. Let's lie on our side. We're lying on our right side. Rest your head on your bicep. Start with your legs out nice and straight. Your torso and your body's like a banana shape. And then your top hand is gonna come onto the floor in front of you. Bring your left foot just behind you, so your left knee points up to the ceiling. We do our right leg lift and lower. So now it's that right inner thigh that we're going to be working. You could adjust your head position if you need to, up onto your hand. That is an option as well. Or if you want to stay head on bicep, that's totally fine. Whatever you can do here. Beautiful. Point those toes if possible for this one. Good stuff, team. And keeping your hips relatively still. You're not going to be stacked in your hips, but we just want to make sure they're not rolling and moving everywhere because our foot's behind us. So yeah, you're not stacked. I like this position because you can stay quite stable and the side of your hip doesn't hurt quite as much. Some people it still does a bit, but it's not as bad as some other setups. We're going to go here for another 20 seconds before we do our hold and pulse. Good. Excellent, team. Oh, let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold your leg up, pulse it in that top range. You've got 10 to go here. Let's do it nice and strong. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax the leg down. Ah, that one really burned for me. Sitting up, team. We are now sitting on our bottom and our hands are just behind us. Keep your feet about hip width apart. We're almost there. We're just going to do some kind of bridging action here. With your hands, face your fingers whichever way is most comfortable. I have mine pointing out to the sides of the mat. I've seen people teach it with the fingers pointing to the bottom. You just do what works for you, okay? Here we're going to lift our hips up, open our chest, and then come back down again. Lift our hips, open through your chest and shoulders, and back down. With your chin and your head, it's easy to want to kind of flop it back. So I want to see if you can just pretend you're holding like a water bomb or a water balloon between your chin and chest. So we're not going to squish the water balloon. And we still squeeze our butt as we lift our hips up. Your shoulders are probably going to feel a little bit tight. So it's going to open up through your chest, but work your bum just a little bit. Guys, you've got 20 seconds. Good. And then we're going to do a couple of stretches and we are all done. So home stretch. Good. Let's go for another 10. Awesome. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit it down. Now guys, we're going to finish with some mermaid stretches. I'm sitting on my right butt cheek and my right foot's going to touch my left thigh. The left leg, your shin will just point off to the other side of the mat. If you're doing it the other way around, totally fine. We're going to bring our hand towards the mat and then reach our top arm over. You can go on your elbow if you wish as well. And then we're going to go back the opposite way. So bring your left hand down, reach your right arm over. And we're going side to side, stretching through your side body. Good. So only go as far as you can. If you cannot sit like this, cross-legged is an alternative. And if cross-legged still doesn't work, sit with the cushion under your bottom. Oh, very nice. We're going to spend another 15 here, and then we're on the other side. Lovely. Hopefully you feel a little looser, like you've done something, you've moved today. 3, 2, and 1. Let's even out other side. So flip those legs around. I'm now sitting on my left hip with my left shin in front and my left leg or my left foot touching my thigh. The other shin, right shin, just points across to the mat. Bring your hand down, reach over. Maybe you go on your elbow and then go the opposite way. Good, so we are going side to side. This one's a great stretch because it does stretch your side body, so your obliques, but you're also getting the hips stretching and working in different positions because you've got one hip that's externally rotated and one hip that's internally rotated, which is not always a nice position for people, but it is good to practice different ranges because your hips are designed to move in a lot of ranges. So if we can encourage them to move, then that will help. But of course, modify if you can't sit like this. Last 10 seconds, everyone, and we're done. Oh, I love this stretch. I could do it all day. It's even better on the reformer. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome, finishing it off there. Guys, you're all done. Thank you so much for joining in today. I hope you enjoyed the session. Lots of body parts we worked, so that's always nice. Make sure you get outside, maybe go for a walk, keep moving. Comment down below if you enjoyed this class, and I will see you guys hopefully soon. So have a good day.